Hey there! Did you know that 1 in 3 shoppers are already finding empty shelves where their favorite products should be? That's right, we're in the middle of a major grocery disappearing act this March. Listen up, because your shopping list is about to get a serious shakeup. I was just at the store yesterday and couldn't believe what I wasn't seeing on the shelves. And trust me, it's only getting worse. We're facing the perfect storm right now. Trucking shortages have hit an all-time high this month, with over 880,000 unfilled positions nationwide. Add to that the seasonal transition that always messes with our food supply, and don't even get me started on those late winter weather disasters destroying crops across the country. Here's the deal. I've done the research so you don't have to. In this video, I'm revealing 12 grocery products that are literally vanishing before March ends. This isn't just speculation. These items are already disappearing from inventory systems nationwide. But here's the good news. I'm also sharing exactly what you need to do about it. Which alternatives work best? What should you stock up on now? And how can you avoid paying those ridiculous marked up prices that always happen when something gets scarce? So, grab a pen because you'll want to take notes. And if you've already noticed some of these disappearing from your local store, drop it in the comments. Let's see if your area is getting hit first. Now, let's dive into the 12 grocery products you won't find after March ends. Number 1, seasonal citrus fruits. First up on our disappearing list, those juicy, vibrant winter citrus fruits we've been enjoying all season. Bad news, friends. They're vanishing fast. I talked to a produce manager at Whole Foods last week who confirmed what I was suspecting. Those gorgeous blood oranges that brighten up winter meals? They're already down to their last shipments. Farmers in California and Florida are reporting that their blood orange harvest is wrapping up 2 weeks earlier than usual this year, thanks to the unusually warm January we had. And it's not just blood oranges. Those sweet Cara oranges with their pinkish flesh are disappearing from shelves too. I noticed prices jumped nearly 30% at my local store just this week, always a telltale sign that supply is dwindling. But the citrus that's vanishing fastest. Meyer lemons, these sweeter, more fragrant cousins of regular lemons, are extremely seasonal. According to the latest industry reports, over 70% of this year's crop has already been harvested and shipped. By the time April hits, they'll be completely gone until next winter. Here's my quick tip. If you see any of these winter citrus fruits, especially blood oranges or Meyer lemons, grab them now. You can actually freeze the zest and juice in ice cube trays. I did this last year and was adding Meyer lemon juice to my summer drinks months later. And if you're a citrus lover like me, stock up on those Sumo Citrus mandarin oranges too. They're at their peak sweetness right now, but according to growers, they'll be completely gone by the first week of April. I bought an extra bag yesterday just to be safe. What winter citrus will you miss most? I'm already mourning those blood oranges in my morning smoothies. Number 2, certain chocolate products. Next up, and this one breaks my chocolate-loving heart, certain chocolate products are vanishing from shelves as we speak. Here's what's happening right now. We're stuck in that weird time between Valentine's Day and Easter. Most chocolate manufacturers have already shifted their production lines from those fancy heart-shaped boxes to pumping out chocolate bunnies and eggs. But this year, it's different. I spoke with a store manager at Target last week who confirmed they're seeing unprecedented gaps in their chocolate inventory. Apparently, 3 major cocoa-growing regions in Ghana experienced a 22% crop failure this season, the worst in 15 years. Lindt and Ghirardelli are feeling it the hardest. Their premium dark chocolate bars, especially anything above 70% cocoa, are disappearing fast. My sister tried to find Ghirardelli's sea salt squares yesterday, and the entire section was empty with one of those "we're sorry" tags. Hershey announced just last week they're temporarily discontinuing 6 specialty flavors to focus on their Easter production. Those cookies and cream bars that everyone loves? Gone until summer at the earliest. And if you're a fan of imported chocolates, brace yourself. Ritter Sport from Germany and those fancy Ferrero collections are facing major shipping delays. The distributor that handles most European chocolate imports is dealing with a 40% warehouse worker shortage. Boxes are literally sitting at ports, waiting to be processed. So, what can you do? First, if you spot any premium dark chocolate, grab it now. Second, consider these alternatives that aren't facing the same supply issues. Trader Joe's house brand chocolates are still well stocked because they use different suppliers. Local chocolatiers are another great option since they don't rely on the same global supply chains. Oh, and here's a little insider tip. Check small pharmacies like CVS or Walgreens. They often have chocolate stocks that grocery shoppers overlook. I found fully stocked Lindt shelves at my local CVS just yesterday, while the grocery store down the street was completely out. Has anyone else noticed their favorite chocolate disappearing? Let me know in the comments. Number 3, coffee varieties. Next up, bad news for coffee lovers. That morning, brew you can't live without? Several popular varieties are vanishing from shelves as we speak. Brazil and Colombia, which supply over 50% of the world's coffee beans, just reported their worst harvest in 15 years. Those unusual late frosts last December destroyed nearly a third of their young coffee plants. I spoke with my friend who works as a coffee importer last week, and he confirmed it's even worse than what's being reported. Arabica beans are getting hit the hardest. Those specialty single-origin coffees from Ethiopia and Kenya, they're already impossible to find in some stores. I noticed my local grocery completely removed their Ethiopian Yirgacheffa display that had been there for years. What's crazier is that these supply issues aren't just making coffee disappear. They're driving prices through the roof. If you've bought coffee recently, you've probably noticed those subtle shrinkflation tricks. The 12-ounce bags are quietly becoming 10-ounce bags while prices stay the same. According to the latest market reports, medium roast whole beans have jumped 23% in price just in the last month. That's usually the final step before stores can't stock them at all. So, what should you do? First, if you can't start your day without specific coffee varieties, stock up now, but be smart about it. Coffee stays freshest for about 2 to 3 weeks after opening. But you can extend that to 3 to 4 months by storing sealed bags in the freezer. Just don't constantly take them in and out, as temperature changes destroy flavor. Consider trying some Robusta blends too. They're not disappearing as quickly because they're more resilient crops. Sure, they're a bit stronger and more bitter, but they'll keep you caffeinated during this shortage. And here's an insider tip. Check small local roasters. Many aren't connected to the same supply chains as big stores and might have stock when larger retailers don't. I found my favorite Ethiopian beans at a local place last week when the supermarket was completely out. The coffee situation might improve by summer, but for now, those special morning blends are definitely on the endangered list. Don't say I didn't warn you when your favorite variety disappears before April. Number 4, specific frozen seafood items. All right, let's talk frozen seafood. And trust me, this one hits close to home because I just tried to buy my favorite shrimp last weekend, and guess what? Empty freezer case. Here's what's happening right now. March is when many seasonal fishing regulations kick in across North America. The Pacific cod season just ended abruptly on March 8th, 2 weeks earlier than expected, after fishing fleets hit their quotas faster than anyone predicted. This has created a massive ripple effect through the supply chain. Wild-caught salmon stocks are also taking a serious hit. Those beautiful sockeye fillets you love? They're practically vanishing from freezer sections as we speak. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game just announced a 23% reduction in permitted catches compared to last year. But here's the seafood that's disappearing fastest: jumbo shrimp, especially the raw, peeled varieties. Grocery buyers are reporting a 40% supply gap that's not filling anytime soon. I noticed Walmart's Great Value Jumbo Shrimp completely gone from 3 local stores. Those convenient frozen fish fillets, particularly cod, haddock, and flounder. Major suppliers like Gorton's and Van de Kamp's are struggling to fulfill orders, with some grocery chains receiving just 60% of what they ordered. And this one surprised me: calamari rings. Apparently, the squid harvest has been disastrous this season. My neighbor, who manages the seafood department at Kroger, told me they haven't received a shipment in over 2 weeks. If you still find these items, here's my advice: grab them now, but store them right. Keep seafood in the back of your freezer where temperatures stay most consistent. And here's a trick I use: wrap store packaging in aluminum foil to prevent freezer burn. This way, your seafood will stay good for up to 6 months. One last tip: if you see any wild-caught Pacific cod or Atlantic haddock, buy it immediately. These two varieties are facing the most severe shortages and likely won't return to normal inventory levels until at least June. Have you noticed empty spaces in the frozen seafood section at your store? Let me know in the comments. Number 5. Certain pasta shapes. I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. Remember the comfort of twirling those perfect forkfuls of bucatini? Well, enjoy it while you can. According to industry reports from March, wheat prices have jumped a shocking 177% in just the last month alone due to ongoing drought conditions in key growing regions. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. The major pasta manufacturers are making tough decisions right now. With limited wheat supplies, they're prioritizing their best-selling shapes: your basic spaghetti, penne, and elbow macaroni. But those specialty shapes, they're getting the axe. Just last week, I noticed my local store was completely out of farfalle. You know, those little bow ties my kids love. When I asked the store manager, he confirmed they've been unable to restock several shapes for weeks now. The American Pasta Association released data showing that production of specialty shapes has dropped by nearly 40% compared to this time last year. Their spokesperson actually admitted they're focusing on efficiency over variety until supply chains stabilize. So, which shapes are vanishing first? Keep an eye out for bucatini, cavatappi, and those larger stuffable shells. They're already becoming pasta unicorns. And those colorful veggie-infused pastas? Those production lines were among the first to be temporarily shut down. If you're a pasta lover with favorite shapes, I'd seriously recommend grabbing an extra package or two now. Based on current projections, we might not see full pasta shape diversity back on shelves until late summer at the earliest. Has anyone else noticed their go-to pasta shape missing lately? Let me know in the comments. Number 6, canned vegetables. Let's talk about those canned veggies hiding in your pantry, because they're about to become collector's items. I noticed something strange last week while shopping. Those towers of canned corn and green beans, they're shrinking fast. Here's what's happening. Remember that massive drought that hit the Midwest growing regions last summer? Well, those effects are finally hitting our shelves. Farmers harvested nearly 18% less corn and 22% less green beans than normal. And those warehouses that usually keep us stocked through spring are running on empty. The biggest casualties right now? Canned corn is vanishing first, especially the no-salt varieties. Green beans are following close behind, with major brands like Del Monte and Green Giant already limiting shipments to stores. And those fancy mixed vegetables for stews and soups? Good luck finding those by month's end. Just yesterday, I spoke with a grocery manager who confirmed they're only getting about half their normal shipments. He showed me their inventory system. They're not expecting full restocks until the early summer harvest starts coming in. So, what can you do? First, if these are staples in your home, grab a reasonable supply now. I'm not saying hoard, just be prepared. Second, consider these alternatives. Frozen vegetables actually retain more nutrients anyway, and they're not facing the same shortages. Or hit up your local farmer's market. Those early spring vegetables like spinach and kale are starting to appear. My personal hack? I've started keeping shelf-stable vegetable purees on hand. They work amazingly well in soups and sauces, and nobody seems to be panic buying those yet. Have you noticed these canned goods disappearing in your area? What are you stocking up on instead? Number 7. Limited edition. Winter products. All right, folks, let's talk about something that happens every year, but somehow still catches us by surprise. Those limited edition winter products are disappearing fast. Just last week, I noticed the winter flavor section at my local grocery store was already half empty. Those cozy comfort foods we've been enjoying since November, they're getting the boot to make way for spring items. And it's not just happening at one chain. This is an industry-wide seasonal reset happening right now across the country. According to recent industry reports, grocery stores typically clear out 75% of their seasonal items by mid-March. I checked with store managers at 3 major chains, and they confirmed they're already marking down winter products to move them out quickly. One manager told me they need to make shelf space for Easter and spring products, which means winter items are being discounted up to 50% just to clear inventory. This is actually good news for us if you catch these deals in time. Swiss Miss just announced they're phasing out their peppermint hot chocolate until next winter. If that's your morning comfort drink, you might want to grab a few boxes now. Their limited edition Caramel Delight flavor is already gone from most shelves.